And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the Pago Activity Center. High school hockey on the air at the mnhockey.tv. We've got the lights out, don't worry, there's no problem there. We've got the skipper warning. The ship is about to dock here as the skippers will be heading to the ice. The Hornets, clad in their green, gold, and white sweaters, are already in the house, ready to go. Starters are on the end line, and the skipper is preparing for the grand entrance. They do it well here, and they do it right. They love to elevate the game, Bart Archer.
Well, I like the atmosphere. They definitely bring it, and looking forward to the Minnetonka Skippers, the host skippers coming out to face the Edina Hornets. The Edina Hornets look very focused. They already have their players on the goal line and the players on the bench, but here comes the Minnetonka Skippers.
And they're going to be led on the ice by their goaltender, Brandon Shantz, as the Skippers and the Hornets. Boy, these two teams have a history that just transcends itself. I mean, it's a legendary match. Ooh, a self-check on the far side.
Just trying to get in the mood.
Brink just absolutely went straight into the stanchion.
I appreciate it.
I don't know if he was trying to get scratched from the lineup with that, with a shoulder injury or what. But that was something.
Well, Peter, you did bring up the history, and every time we see these two teams, the pace is always toward two-direction teams that play the full 200 feet, so it promises to be a really fun contest. In fact, the teams are very evenly matched. Good goaltending on both sides, solid defensive core, and they got some forwards that can certainly skate. So don't go away. It's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Here's what we appreciate about the Pago Activity Center. We are literally about, what is this, about 3.5, 4 feet from where the sideboards are.
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't get any more on top of the ice than we are without being on top of it. It's such a great venue. I love calling it from over here, Bart. I mean, we deal with the polls, but, you know, Todd Grover's got to figure it out on camera.
Indeed he does. But the closer that I can get to the numbers on the jerseys, I think the better off I'm going to be. So this is not too bad.
So A.J. Dahl is going to get the nod for the Hornets up front. Willie Johnson will be one of your wings for the Hornets. Then Jackson Borst will round out the forward unit for Edina. On the defense, it's going to be Nicholas Williams and Jake Boltman, a couple of high-end defensemen here for the Edina Hornets.
Yeah, it's a very effective tandem. Edina's got some depth on the back line, but these are the primaries. These are the penalty killers and the power play guys. But Boltman brings some offense, solid defense, and he's got a big body. But Nicholas Williams has a great stick, really understands the game, and has great vision as well.
I'm going to go to the high stool here for the first time.
And Loudon Hogan goal for the Hornets, 8-7-1, 2.05 goals against with a .920 save percentage. Got a shutout against Wayzata to bring that total to 3. He was the reason why they won that game.
Indeed he is, and we're going to take a look at the Minnetonka Skippers and their starting lineup. And while we do that, we're going to take a look at a couple of key facts here for this game as comparisons come out with the Edina Hornets and the Minnetonka Skippers tonight. Bart Archer is... Go ahead and click that. We'll see if he can get that live. My guy, David Hillen, has a really good little graphic here.
Well, it's Lacombe, Keppers, and Lagerbach, the forward line for Minnetonka. Lagerbach with a very deliberate skate up to the blue line. Kind of a trademark. And one of the captains on this team, James Miller. Very solid player. And Luke Kiffin. Game's getting better as this year is going on.
Well, we were trying to get a really cool graphic, but, you know, we pushed our luck a little too far there, Bart Archer.
Well, it wasn't from lack of effort. I know he's been working diligently.
Oh, there it is. We'll take your national anthem, and we'll go through those, and if that piece of information sets this hockey game up for you for the Pago Activity Center. Nice job there on your national anthem. We'll take a look at these two teams. Edina enters at 9-7-2. Skippers at 9-8. Goaltenders for tonight: Shantz with a 2.93 goals against average, and Hogue with a 2.05. Point leaders: Lagerback with his 27 paces. The Skippers, Jackson Borst's 14 lead Edina. Special teams, Bart. Hornets have the edge on the penalty kill at 86.5% to Minnetonka's 80%. The power play is not close. Minnetonka connecting at almost 27% at 26.8, and Edina at just 11.5%.
Well, Edina's propensely, in years that I remember, they always kind of get out of the gate a little slow, and then they start ramping it up.
It's time, isn't it?
Well, it's past time, I'd venture to say, but 11.5. But goal scoring has been a little bit of an issue for Edina, at least early going, but they're starting to get a little offensive mojo and putting the puck in the net, so that number should rise. But still, Minnetonka stay out of the box because Edina certainly has the potential. But we're getting ready for a little late conference action, P. Wagner.
Indeed we are. The Skippers and the Hornets. Minnetonka moving from right to left across your screen. Tonight's coverage presented in part by Gemini Athletic Wear. Check them out at GeminiAthletic.com. Nicholas Williams, the center, that's knocked away by Lagerback. Now it's going to be Kiffin. He looks up the right wing side. That's off Dahl's stick and back in wide of Shantz as Miller will come away with it. Miller now will cycle it back to the near boards, and Dahl comes away with it as it's knocked off his stick. Borst off the end boards. Now on the stick for Minnetonka is Tyler Keppers. Quick one-timer from Williams, misses the mark. Now chased down by Borst as he's going to play this one up to the near side. Stood up on the play as Boltman, and back out of the zone they come. Lacombe dribbles that one in on goal, and taking the safety valve play there is Hogue as he hangs on and asserting some presence there in front of the net.
Well, indeed, it was Lacombe that actually went in. Hogue, kind of effortlessly covered the puck, and Lacombe was in the area, but Boltman took a little bit of exception, and then they became engaged. But a little bit of a trying moment for the Edina team. It was Borst that sent it back to Boltman, and then Borst went to the middle and really took Boltman's options away, so he had to chip it back, and that's when Minnetonka started turning the puck toward the Edina zone. It looks like they're both going to go Lacombe and Boltman, probably for delay a game.
Not roughing, no high sticks. None of
delay
that,
a game.
That's perfect. Face-off win by the Skippers. That's Streeter. He's brought down on the play, but quickly out of the zone on the Hornets. There's Clark. Now DeVoe is there. Clark back in the lineup for the first time for the Hornets. A dynamic freshman forward centering the line of DeVoe. I'm sorry, on the wing of DeVoe.
And Stone.
Or do they have Stone on the wing? I can't tell. Yeah, it looks like it's Stone on the left
Welcome
wing.
back, Jimmy Clark.
Either way, he's up in the lineup. Stood up. Nice check there by Conan. Set right back into Edina territory as Hogue will lay that one up for Worst. Worst with the long ring over to the left wing side. Stone will accelerate out of the zone to Clark. Clark now will send that one in. Score!
Oh, welcome back.
Oh, he handcuffed the goaltender, took him by surprise, and the Hornets lead 1-0.
Well, it was kind of an excuse me goal. It was just Clark on a dump in as his line mates turned to get some fresh legs out on the ice, and it was just a missed play by Brandon Shantz. We haven't seen too many of those, but obviously a softie. He's going to have to get back on the horse and see the puck and get some confidence going on. But for Jimmy Clark, that's going to be goal number 6. But welcome back, Jimmy Clark. Edina with an early 1-0 lead.
Worst with the draw back to Nicholas Williams, and back into the center ice area it goes. From behind the net, underneath Williams' stick, and now it's going to be picked up and played back to center ice. Foot race now, it's going to be Quinn giving chase for the Skippers.
Well, and this is Harris out front. Shot, score, Kiffin. But it was Harris that made the play down low, wheeled it around and saw Kiffin coming in from the right point, and Kiffin up over the shoulder of Edina goaltender Loudon Hogue. Boy, this is on pace to be about a 20-18 game right now.
I know, everybody's giving me
right
scores,
back.
Bart, of like, did you call the goal?
I think I did.
Wow, it could be the play of the game. You could be tweeted. You could become viral.
I doubt that's ever going to happen.
Yeah,
but
I had a tweak in that camera. This is a tricky place to shoot from. It turns yellow. It is what it is.
Well, Kiffin from Harris, 1-1.
Now it's going to be worse. 14:45 to go in the first. We've already had a pair of goals. Everybody was telling me the over-under is 5.
Yeah. I thought it was 4 or 3.
Lager back to the slot. Now Miller bumps that off the end boards as it's going to be Wyatt Worst. Now finds Willie Johnson off the stick of Dahl for Borst to the right wing side. He's canceled by Miller, and some help down the right wing wall by Gunnar Johnson to brother Willie. Back in behind the net. Willie Johnson was there. Now it's going to be on the stick, brought down to the play as Morgan over to the far side. Wyatt Worst, a shot that's wide of the mark. Now Lagerback will retrieve from his own corner. He looks up the boards. Miller to assist. The defenseman through center, stood up by Gunnar Johnson. Wyatt Worst outlets to Clark, who gets that between the wickets, sends that one in deep. Chance, Clark will take right over. He comes in a house of fire. Boy, one thing you can say about him, he's not fatigued.
Yeah, he's well rested.
Cross the line, now it's Streeter to play back into the Edina zone. Nicholas Williams there, gets away from Newhouse. DeVoe tried to leave that one up for Clark, or check that was Stone. Now DeVoe comes away with it. He's jammed on the play at center by Nick Henry. Back in behind they go with it. Zitzlaf with it, sends that rink wide on the tape for Streeter through center. He'll be watched by Enriquez. They go across the way, though, to Newhouse and offside at the line.
Well, and I think that was Nick Henry that just snuck in just a tad before, but just a little cut by Newhouse at the blue line. Forced the Minnetonka forward offside, so the faceoff's going to come outside the zone. Pete, there's a couple keys in this game. I think first one is play intelligently. Second, have discipline. But third, take care of the puck. I think those are the 3 keys for this game.
Worst at Newhouse, face off at center. Kicked over to the right wing side by Streeter. Conan drills out. Oh, the funny carom off the stanchion. Look out. Now Streeter with it. Now it's Henry. It's my favorite play in hockey, if you couldn't tell. That one off the stick of Williams to center ice, and Conan fires that right back in.
Expect the unexpected.
Still forced to touch up are the Skippers. Hornets with the freebie out of the zone. They got to retrieve. Now Wyatt Worst with it. He's going to look over to the right wing side. Ooh, picked off high. There's a chance down low for Newhouse. And now Worst will come back away with it. Chips that off the glass and alleviates the pressure and icing the call.
Well, we haven't seen Wyatt Worst make too many misplays, but this didn't get enough on that pass, and it was a good interception of that pass and a good putback on goal, but deflected before it actually got to Loudon Hogue. But both teams, I think zone exits are going to be obviously key. If you can get out of your zone efficiently, that's going to give you some speed through the neutral zone, but it's going to be very difficult if Minnetonka paces like they are and hangs on the blue line.
Shot deflected up off the glass. Now it's going to be Williams over for Johnson to the near side. Borst will have to regroup and gather and finds the oncoming Boltman, who plays that one in on an angle. Johnson there takes the body. Borst comes away with it. Leaves this one up for Boltman. Boltman rink wide he goes. Now there's a backdoor feed from Nicholas Williams looking for Borst, picked up by Quinn. He'll be checked on the play. Borst comes with it. Now he's going to be cut off. Graham through center. Try to dangle through traffic. Stopped by Dahl and Boltman. Now Lager back, but Boltman there and swipes that over to the left wing side for Williams. Williams looks for Borst. That's knocked away by Keppers, but staying on it is Borst. Here comes Clark. Back up to the line for Boltman, left wing side. There's a snapper glove save and a good view there by the goaltender off the shot from Williams.
Well, nice defense by Minnetonka. Didn't give Edina a lot of room, but it was Boltman over to Williams, and he was covered, but got that shot off. But that's what Brandon Chance needed, is just a good save like that, kind of get things back to where they need to be. But good shot, good save.
Off the end line. I like these line combos that Kurt Giles has put together here. Balance.
Well, it's
veterans
nice
and young players and all the above.
Nice when he's got a full complement of players. I still don't see Cole Cavanaugh out there, but hopefully he'll get back with his team pretty soon.
Back to the shallow angle in on goal. That's going to be stopped. Deflected in on the blue paint and held on to by Shantz.
Well, it was a good idea by Clark getting it out to Stone. Stone, a nice goal against Wyzetta, picked the top corner. Goal scorers type goal, but Chance did a nice job of interrupting that, covering the puck. Face off to his right. Just 11:38 left in this first period. We're not at 1.
Hornets appear to be matching the worst line. Ooh, turns and shoots against the Newhouse line. We'll see how this develops here this evening.
Sounds like the worst matchup they could have.
Oh, how about that?
I've been waiting all year to say something like that.
Worst will take this one along the line. Zitzlaf bothers him. Bumped off the boards. Now Conan comes away with it. He had Henry to the right wing side. Wyatt Worst closes on him and tries to fish it through the wickets there. Now Emmett Worst pokes to center. That's on the stick of Zitzlaf, who plays that back into the Edina zone. Wyatt Worst with it now, rings the boards. Touch pass from Morton to Emmett Worst through center. Mishandled the puck. He'll have to get that one back, as now it's going to be played to center and cut off at the line by Kiffin. That's off the stick of Gunnar Johnson. Guided over to him by Hogue. 10:48 to go in the period. Nolan Williams, nice little feed for Worst. Off the right wing side. Nice job by Morton to gather that. Caught that pass. Caromed all the way around now for Kiffin as he works through center. Here comes Willie Johnson to hound him. Stood up on the play. Now it's going to be Boltman who comes away with it. Hornets in transition. Bumped off the boards. That's off Dahl. And that gets away from Borst and back into the skipper zone it goes for an icing call.
Well, I really like the space that Minnetonka's taken away from Edina. Edina's still pushing the puck up the ice, but every play has been challenged by Minnetonka. Not a lot of room for Edina to move, but they're finding the openings. That one just a bit of a misfire to Jackson Borst all the way down, so face off to Loudon. Hogue's left. Dahl against Harris.
Now it's going to be Borst off the draw across the checkered. Watched by Miller. That hits him right in the gear. Borst back into the corner. Wrapped up by Miller. Over comes Kiffin. Bothered by Willie Johnson over to the far corner. Now Miller. Puck rolls a bit. Jammed by Dahl. Now it's going to be fished out of there by the skippers, Graham Harris. Off the right wing side they go with it now for Worms to center. Harris left wing side for Miller. Miller protects and gains the line on the backhand. Knocked down by Boltman as he'll accelerate back up through center. Here comes Boltman. Leaves the trailer. Look at the D-men working it down low on the cycle. That's off the stick of Stone. Lagerback's going to muscle through traffic. He's going to be wedged by Williams. Boy, that could have been...
a hook?
Well, I don't know. That almost looked like it was relational for a minute there, the way those two were.
Well, I think Lagerback got a stick out of the arm of Williams, and I think he kind of grabbed down to trying to draw a penalty, but the referees were wise to the play, so we're still 5-on-5. Face off to Loudon. Hogue's right. 9:29 left in the first period. Been a good one so far.
Face-off win. Lagerback, quick shot through traffic right into the midsection of Loudon Hogue as he hangs on. Face-off to his right.
Well, it's a good win by Lacombe, getting it back to Lagerbach, and that's his area, so a good offering by Lagerbach, but a nice save again by Hogue.
Gunnar Johnson gathers it up through center ice. That's off the glove of the defense there, and Nick Baer knocked away by Anderson. Now there's Clark to fish. Now it's going to be Lagerback who finds that one ahead. Lacombe poke checked by Wyatt Worst, sent back in behind. Now it's Gunnar Johnson, checked on the play. Keppers was down low. Now it's Stone giving off for Clark through center ice. 1-on-3. Clark wants to create, and that's no-go, says Baer. Back into the neutral zone it goes. Anderson stood up by Morton. Now it's going to be Wyatt Worst again as he steps up through center. Knocked in by Nolan Williams. Set up back in behind the net. They try to ring the boards. That's cut off by Williams. Williams with possession. He's got Worst in front. That one's deflected away. Still gets it. Shoots. Puck's loose. Still loose. And that's knocked away by Lacombe. Here he comes out of the zone. 3-on-2. Morton hustles to create some back pressure. Lagerback opens up and misses the mark as Streeter plays behind for Lacombe. Worst tries to gather him in as the puck is played back in behind the net. Lacombe, Lagerback, and Streeter, three skippers down low. That's knocked away. Nice stick there by Boltman in position. That's terrific defensive hockey there.
Great
Zitzloff now picked up by Nicholas Williams. Plays back over for Boltman. Boltman controls and finds Dahl at center. 3-on-3 across the line. Johnson with it. That misses the mark. Now Borst is there from the right wing corner. Borst looks to the slot area for Willie Johnson. Puck's loose. Gathered in by Newhouse. Picked off. Borst out front for Willie Johnson. Now Dahl takes a swing at that one. And here they come now with Henry. Henry through center. Works away from Nicholas Williams. And on the puck there, that's Conan. And plays back behind for Henry. Picked up by Borst. Now it's a touch pass to the right wing side. Nicholas Williams steps up as Borst was developed. Penalty. That one misses the mark, and on that, there's a delayed penalty. It'll be on the skippers. Interference the call.
Well, Edina had some pretty good opportunities, but it was the skippers that rallied around their goaltender and kept that puck out of the net. But a couple really golden opportunities for this Edina Hornet team down low. Just interrupting and using busy sticks. But now Edina goes on the power play. We talked about it earlier, Pete. 11.5% on the power play for Edina. Definitely room for improvement. But an 80% penalty kill for Minnetonka. Not too bad, but again, room for improvement there as well.
Now it's going to be Williams with it up high. Leaves over for Boltman. Wrister. Oh, and that caught the paddle of the stick. He had the high blocker side. labeled, and the goaltender, Shantz, comes up with a nice save there as he reacts.
Yeah, indeed. That was a reaction save, as you said, Pete. I don't think he saw it until it was just in front of him, but ramped it up and out of play. Nice job by the Minnetonka goaltender.
Face-off win by the Hornets to the line. Williams will have to regroup at center as he plays this one over for Gunnar Johnson. Gunnar Johnson back over for Williams. Williams will gain the line himself as it's knocked away by him from Lagerback, and Lacombe can fly. Here comes Lacombe. Nice little poke check there by Gunnar Johnson. And now it's going to be Williams with it as he'll find some real estate, gains center ice, gets away from Lacombe. Nice control play there. Here comes Newhouse. Now to the corner, back in behind. Zitzloff gets an angle on DeVoe. Streeter is there and finds an opening and sends it the length of the ice.
Ooh, Loudon better hurry.
Something left in the penalty. You can't see it from here. How much?
1.7. 1 minute, 7 seconds and counting.
Okay. Back it across the line. Off the boards. You can't, I mean, my angle isn't working.
I'll do the best I can for you, Pete.
That's off the stick of Willie Johnson as Boltman will gather it back in his own zone. He's going to set up the power play breakout. Leaves over to the left wing side. Gunnar Johnson misses Willie Johnson. No ice on the play as Miller will retrieve. Dahl is there from the corner. A.J. Dahl stood up on the play. 3-on-2 battle. 3-on-3 now. How about that? 3 skippers committed to winning that battle out of the corner.
And 3 Hornets bunching up, leaving them no options if they get possession.
That was gloved down by Boltman, but then knocked to center. I think Streeter was in on that play. Now Dahl watched that off the end of his skates. Nice job by Johnson. Wanted to let the clapper go. Plays that over to the near side for Boltman, who gathers in. He'll carry this one down the line. Controls the puck. Kind of has that Nick Leddy power glide thing going. Back in on goal as that's covered up by Shantz.
It's kind of weird because I was just thinking that as well, because it seems like they gain speed and they don't lift their
skates
off the ice. It's pretty impressive, but it was a great chip by Boltman. Pretty good power play by the Edina Hornets. Just it looks like 4 seconds left, and then Minnetonka's going to have a full complement of players, but Edina had some possession, but Minnetonka did a pretty good job of killing that penalty off. 4 more seconds of challenge to go.
Harris to draw against Worst. Face-off win to Edina. Wyatt Worst gathers in at center. He's going to touch that one back in as the Hornets back on side. We're 5-on-5 now. Hard off the glass. Chip and chase. As back into Edina territory it goes. We'll bring it back into skipper zone for the face-off.
Well, now Ben Conan back out on the ice. Ben Conan is one of those players. They're getting better as this year goes on, and like Nick Bayer, number 24 in the white, just a sophomore, but his game is getting better and better and better as this year goes on. This Minnetonka defensive unit as a group is pretty impressive overall.
Gunnar Johnson bangs this one off the boards. Morton jams his player off the wall. That was Bear. Puck sits up high. Morton with hustle play there, but nice strength on it by Worms. He has one flap down on his mask. It's on snap. We'll see that development here. And now it's Worms who plays this one through, gloved away by Gunnar Johnson. Bumps the boards to center, and up and out of play it goes.
He said one flap down. I thought of Jeffrey Leonard, the baseball
player. That's why I brought
it.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh. How bad did he take it in the ribs the next at bat after that?
Well, he should have.
Well, darn right.
But, Pete, I love this game so far. There's not a lot of room. Every piece of real estate you're getting, you're having to earn tonight, and both teams showed up to play.
Clark and Lacombe with the win. Back over for Miller, sent in by Kiffin. Lagerback is there, rides off the check of DeVoe. Oh, that one's knocked away. DeVoe comes away with it. Here he is on the right wing side. He's bothered, plays in deep. Gets a little bit of help from Stone as Kiffin is there. Kiffin tries to kick it along. Instead has to go to the stick to the near side. That hits Miller on the way in. That off the stick of Boltman. Now Lagerback looks back to the middle. Knocked in by Clark as it's Kiffin. Now for Miller. Tough to break it out here for this line right now. Nice forecheck through traffic. That's blocked by Kiffin. Stone turns. Boltman wanted to go up top, and that one's off the glass. There's a shot through. That deflects. Wide of the mark. Now Clark comes back away with it. He'll try to play this to the middle, and it's going to be Miller who comes away with it. Peppers to the right wing side. They're going to be content to play that one in. Great dump in as Hogue couldn't get there, and now Lagerback plays in deep. Now Clark's going to wind it up for the Hornets. Try to set a long pass that Streeter had momentarily as Clark gets it back, and he sends that one right back in for the Hornets. Out comes Borst, Dahl, and Willie Johnson. Out comes Conan from Zitzloff, turned over. Borst finds Dahl, shoots it. That one's blocked. Nice job by Zitzloff to shut that one down. Now Borst comes away. He has Johnson down front. That's off a pair of skates and Conan. And now back in behind goes Newhouse to try to make the play for Minnetonka. 3 minutes and 10 to go here in the first period. We're tied at 1. Couple of squirrely early goals, and that's been it so far here in this one.
Yeah, it's settled down, and things have tightened up since then.
Played back ahead. Newhouse was there. Now it's going to be Dahl from center. Chips that back in behind underneath the stick and all the way to the near boards. Anderson, rink wide. Streeter looks ahead. Newhouse will deflect in deep, and he'll go. Wyatt Wurst on his horse as here comes Nick Henry. Nick Henry gets this puck loose. Now he has it in front, knocked away. That might have been by Emmett Wurst. Back at center it goes. Now it's going to be bumped back in by the defense, and that's Bear. Now it's going to be Gunnar Johnson. Thinks better of going back over to Wyatt Wurst, then finally finds some room and gets it there. Quick outlet on the right wing for Morton. That's off the skates of Emmett Wurst. Now it's back to the left wing side. Knocked away by Nolan Williams. Big play. Here comes Wurst. Snapper, big save. Rebound off the side of the goal. Wurst works the end boards, gets some help from Morton. Now they'll play this one over to an open corner. Nicholas Williams pool cues that one through. There's a wrister deflected away by Nolan Williams. Off comes Morton. Wrapped up in the corner is Anderson. They'll play this one around. Now it's going to be Nicholas Williams as he plays this one behind the net. Anderson looks back up ice, and here they come out of the zone with it. Bear from center plays that one back in behind. Now it's going to be turned back up by Boltman. Plays that one rink wide, and that's cut off by Miller. That hits Stone on the way through, and now it's Lager back with it as he's going to regroup back in his own zone. He's jammed on the play by DeVoe. Knocked away there by Boltman from the corner. Lager back, quick shot by Stone. That's blocked now, picked up by Clark. Snapper wanted the high blocker. That missed the mark. Knocked off the boards. Sent back through. I don't see West Metro. Is he here?
I haven't seen him yet.
Well, we wish he was. It doesn't feel the same. Now it's going to be DeVoe. Boltman. Wrister. That hits traffic. Knocked off the boards. Boltman. Rink wide. Nice feed through the wickets of Lagerback. Nicholas Williams. Oh, wide open. As Clark had to gather it in. He had the net. And as he did so, the puck rolls on him and goes maybe partially off the mask of the goaltender.
No, we have to give him a little attitude. He hasn't played for a while, but normally he would let that go in a hurry.
That was knocked down by Hogue. We'll say that was intentional. Keep the play moving. Over to the left wing side. Now it's going to be
works for me.
Plays that one in back. So Rattles in for an icing call with 35.2 seconds to go. What a period of hockey. This has been great. Indeed,
and I'd like to thank Doug Dornsife for tuning in today from Colorado. Martin Clove from Liverpool, England, and Brad Williams, a Minnetonka supporter that I'm sure he's having a great time watching the Skippers play tonight. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Check over off the far side. That was Willie Johnson. Another check thrown on Borst. Glove down by Streeter as he stood up by Dahl. At the line, they tow it. Nick Henry, quick shot. Ooh, that was glanced off the blocker pad of Loudon Hogue. From the corner now, it's Borst working on Newhouse, and they get it ahead to Willie Johnson. Gloved away by Streeter. 5 to go in the period. There's a wrister sent in by Zitzloff, gloved down and held on to with .1 to go in the period.
Oh, they should have just let that last tick go. Not enough time to really do anything, but again, we have to play till the final buzzer. So they're going to bring it to the left dot, or to Edina's right, but Minnetonka's left, and it's going to be Hunter Newhouse on the draw. He has a left-handed shot. His only option is really go right for the goal from the drop of the puck.
Good to see Peter Henches is on board, and he said he's dumbfounded that there's no West Metro in the house for this matchup. Yeah. I mean, the mother of all West Metro matchups, right, he's not here.
The butterfly effect is far-reaching.
And that does it for the first period.
Well, goal scorers.
It was a good one indeed.
Indeed it was. And right out of the gate, it was 2:15. It was Jimmy Clark with his 6th goal. Welcome back, Jimmy Clark. And then it was Kiffin from Harris to tie that game, probably about a minute and 20 seconds later. And then things settled down and got pretty muddy out there. But really good pace, lots of effort, good two-way hockey, and some good goaltending as well. So it was a good period.
It was a good period, and we're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have more high school hockey coming up for you. Don't forget Chris Bonvino, Gemini Athletic Wear, and their team are your sponsors for this game, as you can check them out at GeminiAthletic.com. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll have more high school hockey coming up for you right after this.
I think that being in a sport, it has built into it the concept that we are going to face a challenge. When we do sport the right way, we are teaching values. We're teaching kids how to be hard workers. We're teaching kids how to be courageous, to be fearless. Dynamites, because we have a focus on whole life youth development, physical, academic, social, and spiritual excellence, we get that we're trying to develop people to be whole people. And I think that when you combine that mission with sport, I think you naturally get that. We have programs in each of those 4 areas. We have ice hockey for physical excellence. Academic excellence includes academic support like one-on-one tutoring. We have a summer academic camp. Social excellence includes our big community service project, Greg Carroll Learn to Skate, and also we're faith-based. So when kids are old enough, they have the choice to go to summer camp, kind of that traditional summer church camp. Every kid in the program has multiple mentors. If they're in tutoring, they have a very special mentor that's just their very own. And then of course the hockey coaches are mentors, and of course all the staff are mentors too. So we have a very high retention rate. Dynamite's high school graduation rate over 20 years is 85%. And over the last 5 years, 96% have graduated, which is really significant because right now Minneapolis Public Schools is reporting that their graduation rate is 53%. So that, I think, is another measure that shows that Dynamites is working. Being a faith-based organization, I think we're able to say things that are really powerful sometimes. We might say to the kids, like, we're going to do some hard things today. And we want you to remember we can do all things through Christ who gives me strength. A few minutes later, we might be asking them to do that hard thing, and you got heads down and panting. And remind them, remember, you have strength. God's given you the strength to do this. You have the strength that you need inside you right now. They might even remember the moments where they began to believe that, where they began to believe, I should be fearless. Only believe and not fear.
You know, the difference maker is just the the personal interest level we take, where it's just more than a job. We really feel a passion for serving the clients and really taking care of them. I think the loan officer group we have, it's not about the money, it's about the satisfaction when you're sitting at the closing table with the clients and you've done a good job for them and they're happy, and you see the joy that you bring their families. Helping be a guide for someone when they're going through what quite typically is the largest single investment someone's going to make in their life, their home. For that trust they place in us, it's really satisfying to be able to provide that service. And I think that there's a little bit of a oversimplification of what the mortgage process is really all about, and certainly the ability to close a transaction quickly and with the least amount of brain damage involved, I can appreciate, but there's a tremendous amount of thought that needs to go into the selection of the product itself, and then to be able to sit down with a experienced professional is extremely important to make sure you're making the right choice. And once we've come to that conclusion that this does make sense and the customer does want to move forward, certainly being able to fast track it and use all the technology available to get to the closing table as fast and as efficiently as possible.
Too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Lift it up. 1, 2, 3. Good. Looks great.
Wow, this looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. So how long have you been doing this?
2 years.
2 years. So you're an expert.
Yes.
You do one with my name?
Sure.
D-E-R-E-K?
D-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
What's the ultimate dream for your business?
I really wish I had more bracelets to make every single day.
What do you do with the money?
We have this hunger project
Okay.
that I give back to the kids that don't have enough money to buy food.
So the more bracelets you make, the more money you raise, and then the more kids you can help out. How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what do you think about this?
Ooh. Yeah.
Pretty good?
Yep.
Okay.
I guess we had a live microphone. Sorry about that. Oh, okay. I guess we didn't. What is this? This is not amateur hour.
You are putting me on an emotional roller coaster.
So we take a look at how things shook down here between periods. Minnetonka with 6 shots on goal. Kiffin from Harris. They scored at 2:06. Edina opened up the scoring. Clark unassisted at 1:19. Edina with 6 shots of their own. And that pretty much puts us in position to where we are here. I thought the exits for these teams were challenged, but they did a nice job getting out of the zone, and they forechecked the puck pretty well. And I think it's been a really, really good hockey game here.
No, everything's been contested. Edina 0 for 1 on the power play, the only power play of that period. But you're right, Pete. Both teams are on the defenseman in a hurry. The forecheck schemes are responsible. They're covering the proper spacing, but both teams are just finding a way through the cracks to get the puck out of the zone and move up. But then it gets in the neutral zone, and that's where it gets a little dicey for both teams, because both teams certainly can play sound defense.
Well, my guy Brad Burley had pointed out, he goes, wow, this thing was really played between the blue lines in this first period. And I didn't disagree.
No.
All right, here we go. Skippers from left to right across your screen. How lucky are you and I to be able to do these Minnetonka, Edina, Eden Prairie, BSM, AHA games like we do?
No, it's fabulous.
I mean, it's just
and
money.
the coaching staff, they're all very welcoming and great, and the kids go good effort. So we are very fortunate.
Putting together a piece, Ken Pauley, Lee Smith, 500 game winners. They did that 2 days apart. We had about a 40-minute conversation that I'm doing just as a Q&A piece.
Sure.
It's terrific. I mean, wait till you hear the stuff that's great.
Oh, I can imagine.
It'll be released on the mnhockey.tv, so be watching for that upcoming article. I should get it done over the weekend. I've got some really good old school pictures, too.
Oh, cool.
They don't look any different. Now it's going to be Lager back to center. Lacombe back in across the line, loads it up. That's blocked by Williams as Lacombe finds Lager back behind the net. He tries to position himself away with an angle there, but it's going to be Clark brought down. Penalty. That one's off Lacombe.
Here we go again. Early morning scrum or early period scrum on that one, but it was a penalty, and I think it's going to be Lacombe that's going to go for a trip. But it was just a follow-up shot by Keppers, and it was at the whistle, so I don't think he really meant any disrespect to the Edina Hornets. But once Boltman got in there, things settled down a little bit. But it is going to be Lacombe in the box, so Edina with another power play opportunity early in the second period. Clark, Stone, and DeVoe up front for Edina. And Newhouse and Streeter are forwards for the penalty kill for Minnetonka.
Face-off win for Skippers through center, looking for Newhouse. Now it's going to be Gunnar Johnson on the rattling puck behind the net. Johnson's knocked by Newhouse as he's going to protect and hang on to it back in behind his own net. Draws in Streeter. Now it's going to be Williams with it, as he'll go straight up the middle. Gains the line. Protects back into the corner. Puts on the brakes. Nice little move there. Oh, he still has it. Oh, he had a chance to shoot it, but Newhouse stayed calm on that and pokes that one ahead.
Yeah, Dan sent him a little bit too. Nice play by Newhouse, but if there was a little more friction on the ice, he might have got a shot available.
Harris jumps on for Newhouse. Now it's going to be Quinn for Streeter. And now to the left wing side they go with it. Stone across the line. Hornets with the power play. Now it's Quinn, left wing. Going to dice through center. 1-on-3. Just carries that one deep. Clark comes to greet him. Now they'll pin up off the boards in the corner. It's Harris out front. Ooh. Now it's Kiffin, a slapper. That one misses the mark. A rolling puck on him and couldn't put it where he wanted to. Now Johnson is there. Fished for by Borst. Puck still loose. There's a shot. More chances for the Skippers on the PK here than the Hornets on the power play.
I was just going to say, Edina might decline the penalty next time, but yeah, good zone time by Minnetonka. Really some good work down low by Minnetonka to just eat up some clock, and then they gained possession, put a couple looks at Loudenhoek, but the last one Loudenhoek received, held onto it.
Push back through. Around the boards it goes. Now it's going to be Clark, Boltman, slapper. That one's hard in on goal and stopped.
Well, it was Boris and Willie Johnson waiting in the wings, but it was Shanson did a nice job of taking that Boltman clapper and holding onto it because there was Edina's players waiting in the wings for a second chance opportunity, but Boltman with a very heavy shot, about 1.5 feet off the ice. Pretty good offering by the Edina defenseman.
Williams, fans on that. Streeter will gather in and just knock that softly into Edina's zone as it's going to be Williams to come away with it. Over to the right wing side, Dahl. Now it's Williams with, check that Johnson, Willie Johnson with a shot that's steered up and out of play by Shantz.
Well, it's going to stay in the Minnetonka zone, but good penalty kill by the Skipper's team. Edina afforded 2 opportunities on the power play, and really the first one they had at least some opportunities, but I thought Minnetonka was the better team being a man down, but Edina did get a shot on goal, but now the faceoff's deep into the Minnetonka zone to Shantz left. Still 1-1, 14:03 left in the second period.
Henry now across the line, watched by Gunnar Johnson to the corner. Henry plays that one through for Newhouse. There's a wrister by Streeter. Wow, Hogue had the stick down, made a big save there when he needed it.
Good quick shot by Streeter.
Now out of the corner, Worst plays the body. Anderson was there, Newhouse comes away with it. Newhouse now turns away from traffic. Streeter, now Wyatt Worst plays the body on him. Emmett Worst gathers in, chips the glass. Nolan Williams fishes and pokes to center. Anderson will find an opening and send that one back in and behind. Now it's going to be Gunnar Johnson. Long pass to the right wing side. That's off Morton's stick. Picked up by Miller. Knocked away there by Emmett Worst. Down the left wing side for Nolan Williams. He tucks that one back into the corner. As the Hornets get a partial change, now they get all 3 forwards off. On the move, they go with it. Sent to the left wing side. That's Miller for Lagerback. Ooh, a handcuffing shot there on Hogue, who makes the save and hangs on.
Well, Lagerback found himself a little space inside the zone, and he's a right-handed shot on the left side, so the angle was pretty good. He just loaded it up and fired one to Loden Hogue, but Hogue made the save, but then the puck kind of danced him a little bit, so Edina fortunate there wasn't a second chance opportunity.
Bart Archer, it's trivia time from Joe Cage. You are a loyal listener.
Okay.
You know it's the 40th anniversary of the Miracle on Ice, right?
Yep.
Okay, here's the question. What U.S. Olympic hockey player from that 80 team has the most goals in one NHL game?
Oh, goodness. I'll have to give that some thought.
Well, let's get to the short list. It could be Christian.
Well, Mark Johnson, Mark Pavlich.
Could be Pavlich. Pavlich had some prolific years with the New York Rangers.
And Johnson.
Mark Johnson was more of a helper guy, though.
But he still was capable. I mean, he could still bury the puck.
Yeah, Jack O'Callahan isn't going to get that.
No.
Kenny Morrow, the bearded one, won't.
Billy Baker.
The blonde bomber, Bill Baker, isn't.
It wasn't Ramsey.
Neil?
It wasn't Strobel. Couldn't
Neil?
have been Kristoff. I don't think it was Neil because he was a setup guy too.
What about Kristoff?
It could have been Kristoff, but I don't think because I watched that. I don't think his career was long enough.
We'll have David Hill and Monitor give us your answers on the YouTube chat if you caught that one. What NHL Olympian, the 80 gold medal Olympic team, had the most goals in one NHL game? Love that question.
So do I. It's just too
Back to
obscure
the
for my
corner it
thought
goes.
process.
I'm going to make you pick one.
Well, Joe never lets us down, I will say that.
There's Borst with it.
Penalty
Tripping
again.
penalty. Okay. Harris is going to go. Shallow angle misses the mark by Borst as Morton jumps on the ice for Hogue. Back up to the line. Now it's going to be Morton top of left circle. Snappers kind of off the stick and into the glove of the goaltender, Brandon Shantz.
Well, I like the decision by Morton. He actually saw Willie Johnson waiting in the wings on his left side, but opted to go for the shot because he had Jackson Borst looking for a second chance, but Shantz very responsible. Glove that puck, held onto it. 11:48 to go in the second period. We're not at a 1, but Edina back out on the power play. Trying to stay on a scoop shot.
Oh, a scoop right over your shoulder?
Yeah.
I'm not. I jumped right in
Yeah.
John Sherman's shot.
That's a contrast of
not?
personalities over here.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, contrast. You gonna go to McCoy's with me after? I'm gonna get myself a real McCoy.
A little self-check.
No better burger.
You know, I just might, Pete Wagner.
That'd be awesome. It's Thursday, the new Friday. Now Boltman dusts it off, lets that one go through. Knocked away. Over for Boltman. Boltman guides that down for Willie Johnson to the slot. Now Nicholas Williams, wrister, misses the mark off the end boards. Miller off the glass, off the skates of Boltman. Nice job to reach and keep that away from Newhouse. Rink wide across the line. It's going to be Williams. Finds his man in the middle. That one was blocked away off a Dahl's bid. Now it's Clark. Back up for Boltman. Over to the left side for Williams. Boltman now. Wrister deflected by Johnson. Turned aside by Chance. Now over to the right wing side. It's going to be Clark with it. Bumps off the boards for Williams. Tries to work his way through traffic, and they find an opening and send it back into the Edina zone.
Well, pretty good. Go ahead. I was just going to say good possession by Edina finally on the power play. They're starting to get some offensive rhythm with the man advantage.
Hogue wasted little time on that one. Now it's going to be played back to the left wing. Borst has it across the line. Wrister pad save. Now it's going to be Stone with it. Plays this to the corner. Wurst is gathered in by Zitzloff. Now off the end boards, Wurst and Stone. They fish. Zitzloff is there. Nice job by Stone to come out of there. Up to the near boards. Williams over for Boltman. Boltman had a man on the left wing side. Now he gets it. It's Wurst with it. Wrister, that one's just wide of the mark. And now back off the boards it goes. Knocked to the near boards.
10 seconds left in the penalty.
Lacombe to the line, but not out. Williams. Now it's Boltman. Williams again. Wurst loads it up. Wrister, that's blocked. Deflected wide of the mark. Boltman again. We're just about now 5-on-5. Lagerback comes away with it. On the ice is Henry as he'll take this one across the line. Wrist shot that's off the glove of Hogue. Now Henry is checked on the play. Away comes Lacombe. Now Henry out of the corner. Lagerback shot's blocked. Nicholas Williams felt that one. The hard ring around to the right wing side. Ooh, bailing early there was a Hornet winger. There's a shot. Shallow angle. They score! Oh, you'll see on the wraparound. They cut that off and had numbers down low and took advantage.
Yeah, Edina a little lackadaisical as far as on the wing, but it was Dylan Zitzloff that stepped up and intercepted that pass, pushed it back toward the Edina goal, and they ended up finishing it out. Minnetonka takes an advantage on an Edina misplay in their own zone. Edina players going back to kind of give Loudenhoek a tap on the pads. Not his fault, but just a misplay led to an opportunity. Minnetonka cashes in. 9:23 left in the second period. Minnetonka's got some energy. Edina's playing pretty well. It's up to Edina to kind of answer back.
Back up into the neutral zone. That's going to be sent in and around by Gunnar Johnson. Over to the left wing side. Out of the zone they go with it. Steckman centering this line now. Henry Steckman for the Edina Hornets. In on goal that goes. Hogue hangs on. Face off to his right.
Wow. Well, it's Lagerbach with number 14 from Zitzloff. Zitzloff actually made that play happen, but Lagerbach, as he normally does, finishes another 5-on-5 goal. Give his team an advantage.
Now they've reunited Clark with Dahl and Willie Johnson. A line that had a lot of magic for this team early on in the season. We'll see what happens here. Now Johnson comes away with it, flips that high in the air. Bounding puck. A lot of this could be because of power plays and penalty kills.
Sure.
Miller turned away. Clark was there. Now Gunnar Johnson chops that down the boards. Clark will play this behind as he stood up on the play. That by Jack Quinn. To the line, Wyatt Wurst, wrister. Oh, that one's deflected off Willie Johnson on the way through. Didn't make it on. Knocked away there by the defense. Here comes Dahl to throw the leather. And now Miller. Kiffin looks back ahead. That's deflected back into the Edina zone. It's going to be Wyatt Wurst. He winds it up back out of his own zone. He has some real estate, gains the red line, and sends that one in, back in and behind. Zitzloff. Here comes Borst. Deflected away. Boltman knocks it down from the right point. Knocked away from his stick. Now DeVoe is there. Plays the body, but here they come with Streeter. He has Newhouse with him. Watched by Nicholas Williams to the corner. There's a shot, shallow angle off the pad of Hogue. And now It's going to be Williams again under control through his own zone. Waits on it. Now that's going to be Stone to try to play that one through, knocked away by Conan. Now it's going to be Boltman. That's stopped and knocked down by Newhouse. Back in, they're offside. They'll have to touch up. Keppers does. Here comes Newhouse. Long pass. Williams angles the boards. DeVoe could not handle and icing the call. Back into Edina territory we go.
Well, that was a good idea by Williams. He had DeVoe all alone on that side, but it hopped over his stick, hence the icing call all the way back down the ice. 7:23 left in the second period. Shots on goal now, 13 for Minnetonka, 9 for Edina, and Edina's had the benefit of 2 power plays, so Minnetonka played a pretty solid period so far, even being down by a man twice.
Wyatt Worst off the draw from Emmett. Now Emmett Worst gets that one back from Rugemer. You see he plays this one ahead for Morton. Morton gets a stick on that one. Puck sent to the middle for Henry. Now it's going to be played to the right wing side. Rugemer there as he'll chase this one down the wall. Lagerback comes away with it as he's turned away. Lagerback now winds this one up. Looks to play this one to the right wing side. There's Bear with a shot off the crossbar. He had it. Let's take a look at that one on replay.
Well, as Lagerbach just pushing it up to Bear. Bear gained the zone, top of the right circle. A little shallower angle, but he went short side on that one, and Loudon Hogue misplayed it, but a friendly carry for the Edina Hornets off the pipe and up and out of play. Face out to Hogue's left.
Wow.
Edina dodges a bit of a bullet on that one.
Indeed, they did. Wyatt Worst around for Dahl as he's checked on the play. Puck rolls into Minnetonka territory. Kiffin will be watched by Clark as Kiffin shrugs him off, plays this back in behind. Now Lacombe comes away with it. Dishes over to Miller. Miller watched by Willie Johnson. Stick check by Clark. Skates through that and chips that into the Edina zone. In on goal is a bounder there for Hogue as he handles that calmly. Now it's going to be Johnson with it. Gunnar Johnson. Passing lanes have been really thwarted here for the Hornets in transition for this period through center. That was a great example there. That was knocked away from Quinn as Hogue plays that one behind. Enriquez was there. Pad save, rebound. That one off the side of the net. Ooh, what a big chance there for the Skippers. Keppers and Harris were there. Boltman pushes that one over. Enriquez to the near boards. Back in behind. Worms is stopped in his tracks by
Penalty.
Stone. Got him up high. Harris is there, bounding puck, and DeVoe grabs possession, and that will be a power play coming up for the Skippers. I believe this is their first power play of the game.
Indeed it is, a 26.8% power play too, so very formidable, 86.5 penalty kill for Edina, very good, but it's going to be Stone that's going to go, Nate Stone. Before a rough, I think it was just a little after the play, but Minnetonka really starting to get into a good offensive rhythm with control and possession. Has Edina chasing the play. Now they get a chance in the power play, so Edina's got to get through this, pick up their teammate.
Morton and Illies to kill the penalty up front for Edina. It's going to be Henry, Newhouse, and Streeter for the Skippers up front, with Konen and Zitzloff on the back line. Williams and Boltman defending for the Hornets on the bottom half of the box. Down low they go. Rebound, big save, rebound. Oh, another save by Hogue. Puck still loose. Back in behind it goes. And finally it's covered as it was on down around the Hornet goal mouth area there.
Well, and somebody took a trying to get to the puck. It wasn't intentional, but I think it was Henry that actually gave Boltman a bit of a slash, trying to go for the puck, but it caught him in a kind of a soft area that wasn't protected, so he's a little gingerly, but he kind of weathered that storm right there. But it was Minnetonka came with all the pressure that they could, but Loudon Hogue somehow kept that puck out of the net. Face off to his right. 1:41 left in the penalty to Stone for Edina.
Peter Hench is your winner on the
Who was it?
We'll have to get him a little gift card or something.
Was it Christian?
No. You said his name earlier. We were right.
Okay.
Mark Pavlich, 5 goals. Still holds the record, most goals by an American-born player. Congratulations, Peter Henches. That was not rigged either.
Funny you have to qualify that. Oh!
There's a shot. And
Boy,
that one is in on goal.
Boy, it was a great cross pass over to Hunter Newhouse, and he one-timed it from the right circle. Loudon Hogue, good side to side, came back and closed that gap in a hurry. Held on to the puck, but those are the kind of things that Loudon Hogue does for this Edina team. They don't always play perfect in their own zone, and when they have a breakdown, Loudon Hogue generally bails them out. 1:17 left in the penalty to Stone, but Minnetonka flexing their muscles on the power play.
Back up to the line. It's off Miller, gathered in by Gunnar Johnson, and ripped back into the Minnetonka zone. Skippers will set up behind the net. That'll be Miller with it. Shantz was there for the setup. Good to see Illy's out killing this penalty. He's a terrific football player on that Darren Lampker-led edition that went deep in the playoffs. Ended up getting hurt on the gridiron and kind of started the season on the shelf and has worked his way back into the lineup. Very deft on his feet in the backfield and really good out here.
Yeah, he certainly can skate, but there's a reason why he's out there. The coaches have confidence in him.
Might have the best hair on the team. I'm just going there. Flow is right on, man. Now it's going to be Lagerback with it. Kiffin back for Lagerback. Side of that, Keppers scores! Oh, you couldn't write it up any better. That's how you do it. Skippers lead 3-1 as they deliver on the power play.
Well, it was Lagerbach that actually found Keppers. Keppers just put it over on Lacombe, and he put it into a wide open goal. Even with Loudon Hogue's speed, he couldn't close that gap. But a power play goal, just 30 seconds left in the penalty to Stone, but it's 3-1. Now Minnetonka with 4:17 left in the second period. Edina's kind of got to get back to their game, but Minnetonka really found some of their stride about a third of the way into this period. They're the better team. Now it's up to Edina to answer, but for Lacombe, that's goal number 10. Double figures.
From center, sent back in. Skippers Conan now out of the zone with speed. He had Quinn open, but he was taken away. Nice job by Boltman there. That shot blocked by Boltman as he came up with a couple of mitts, got away with that one. Quinn now plays it near side for Zitzloff off the boards. Icing back into Skipper territory we go. 3:52 to go here in the second period. 1-1 tie has been turned into a 3-1 Skipper lead.
Well, and it's a 2-goal lead too, and Minnetonka's a pretty good front-running team, especially the way that they can skate and defend. But it's going to be Clark against Newhouse in the face-off to Shantz's right.
Clark through the legs, takes that one in deep as he's wrestled down by Zitzloff. Redirect by Dahl. Dahl gets it back. That one off the feed from the end boards by Willie Johnson. Now it's going to be across the line. Nice feed. Oh, they go back door. And now it's going to be Dahl with it. Keppers, now Newhouse. Boltman been very solid here defensively for the Hornets tonight. Streeter. There's Anderson with a shallow angle shot that was blocked, I believe, by Clark. Anderson now, the defenseman, out of the corner. Looks down low. Streeter float up in the play as that bounced away from him. Back in behind. We saw the Skipper team play the Eden Prairie Eagles very well last week. And here they are with a 3-1 lead against Edina.
Well, they just seem to be getting better and better as this year goes on.
Absolutely. Now it's going to be across the line. They have a man, Lagerback, open in front, but here comes Gunnar, up in the neutral zone rather. And here comes Gunnar Johnson to cut that off. 2:40 to go in the period. Wyatt Wurst off the right wing now. It's going to be Morton. Plays this one rink wide for Nolan Williams. Gets that one in deep. Wurst will come away with it. Played that out front for Williams. Missed the mark. Now it's Lacombe with it. Plays this rink wide for Lagerback.
Oh.
Across the line they go. Off the post! Lagerback can snipe. That's two metallurgies here in the second period alone.
I thought it was offsides by a half a stride, but
2-on-2 at the line. They had a 4-on-2 moving across the line. The Hornets, though, with the back pressure, shut that down. There's a shot that's off the legs of Johnson back in behind. Now it's going to be Morton coming away with it. He comes back through center. Leaves that up for Nolan Williams. Here he is, left wing side. Shot, blocker pad save. Worst off the end boards. Now Lagerback knocks that down. At the line, that's held in. And in on goal is Shantz will cover. The faceoff coming up inside their zone with 1:47 to go.
Well, that was a great hustle by Morton. Two Edina forwards were down low, so it would have been back with numbers, odd man rush, but Morton showed good hustle and kept that puck in the zone, turned it back up, and forced a faceoff. 1:47 left in the second period. Edina's showing some life, offensive zone time, but Minnetonka playing very responsible in their zone. Back in front of the net area.
Here they go out of the zone. Borst. Drop pass for Stone as he angles behind the net, plays that to an open wing. Now it's going to be Harris, cut off by Borst up high. Borst sends a shot through that misses the mark. Now it's going to be DeVoe with it as he's jammed. That's off DeVoe. Worms is there as he's checked. Now back into the corner. That one's blocked away. Zitzlov with it with the last minute to play. Are we okay here? Mr. Producer Man, are we okay? Okay. I saw David Hillen doing all sorts of juggling of gear, and I said, oh boy. Here we go again. Knocked off the air. Now Boris plays it rink wide. Miller. Keppers off his stick. Borst with 37. Wedged on the play by Keppers. Now Miller is there. And he fights that one off to Keppers to the left wing side. Clark, Dahl, now Miller. Back pedals, long pass ahead to Streeter. He gives over to Keppers. Tic-tac-toe, here we go. Now there's Newhouse, what a feed. Forced wide, that misses Streeter. Now it's going to be given ahead to Clark from Dahl. Angling, crossing with Willie Johnson, nice feed. Oh, and a nice save by Shantz. Big setup there by the Hornets with 3 seconds to go in the period. A good look there by this young line of Kurt Childs, but a big save by Shantz. And good period for the Skippers. They take the 3-1 lead on the strength of a pair of goals here in this stanza.
Well, indeed. In fact, I think for most of the period, they were certainly the better team. Edina showing a little life toward the very end. I like what Willie Johnson did. Received the pass, turned and fired. But it was Shantz who closed that 5-hole very, very quickly. But Minnetonka going into the third period with a 2-goal lead. This is a pretty good front-running team, just the way they're playing and the way they're skating. Edina's got some work to do, down by 2 and challenged to score goals, really, but they've been better lately, so we'll see if that's going to transcend into this next period.
We'll take a quick timeout, and when we come back, we're going to take a look at a summary of the period, maybe a couple of highlights for how we've gotten here. We've got those queued up, right, David? All right, David Hillen getting the job done. He's the man.
Is that too heavy? Try it.
I got it.
Lift it up. 1, 2, 3. Good. Looks great.
Wow. This looks amazing. Can I help you make a few?
Sure.
You sure?
Uh-huh.
Hi, I'm Derek. Nice to meet you. So how long have you been doing this?
2 years.
2 years. So you're an expert.
Yes.
You do one with my name?
Sure.
D-E-R-E-K?
D-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K.
D-E-R-E-K?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
What's the ultimate dream for your business?
I really wish I had more bracelets to make every single day.
What do you do with the money?
We have this hunger project that I give back to the kids that don't have enough money to buy food.
So the more bracelets you make, the more money you raise, and then the more kids you can help out. How long have you had this dream?
10 years.
So you're 6 years old and you had the dream for 10 years. That's pretty good. That's someone that knows what they want to do in life.
Yeah.
Okay, now, what do you think about this?
Ooh. Yeah.
Pretty good?
Yep.
Okay.
the difference maker is just the the personal interest level we take, where it's just more than a job. We really feel a passion for serving the clients and really taking care of them. I think the loan officer group we have, it's not about the money, it's about the satisfaction when you're sitting at the closing table with the clients and you've done a good job for them and they're happy, and you see the joy that you bring their families. Helping be a guide for someone when they're going through what quite typically is the largest single investment someone's going to make in their life, their home. For that trust they place in us, it's really satisfying to be able to provide that service. And I think that there's a little bit of a oversimplification of what the mortgage process is really all about, and certainly the ability to close a transaction quickly and with the least amount of brain damage involved, I can appreciate, but there's a tremendous amount of thought that needs to go into the selection of the product itself, and then to be able to sit down with a experienced professional is extremely important to make sure you're making the right choice. And once we've come to that conclusion that this does make sense and the customer does want to move forward, certainly being able to fast track it and use all the technology available to get to the closing table as fast and as efficiently as possible.
It was my night to spend the night with Mitch in the hospital, and there were some kids and families next to us. It was around Christmas time. They didn't have any Christmas gifts, and Mitch thought it would be cool if we could do something.
Cooper was 8 years old when he was diagnosed. The doctors came in and said, we can't be 100% sure until we do some more tests, but these are telltale signs of leukemia.
I remember the doctor calling me and saying, there's something wrong and you need to come to my office. And I remember wanting to fall apart, but I knew I couldn't.
Cuando llega el momento que a ella la diagnostican con cáncer, pienso que es uno de los momentos más duros de la vida.
We handed out the $100 bills, went all over, and it was then that we got in the elevator and he looked at me and he goes, "Dad, that was great." And he said, "Can we do it again next year?" And I said,
Steve just said, "Mitch, we don't know if you're going to be here next year." And Mitch just said, "Well, Dad, if I'm not here, you need to pinky swear promise. You're going to help these families."
We had no idea what to expect. I don't think anybody does when they hear your child has cancer.
The financial impact of cancer is very real and it's devastating.
Parte del estrés que tienes con la enfermedad de tu hija, el estrés de que con qué vas a pagar los biles, con qué vas a pagar la renta, qué vas a pagar aseguranzas.
Pinky Swear was kind enough to grant our request and actually paid our mortgage for a month.
They were gracious enough to give me a grant to help me with my car payment.
That night that Steve and Mitch made that Pinky Swear, we had no idea the blessings that we'd be able to give thousands of families over the past 15 years.
Without somebody like Pinky Swear to help us, I'm not sure where we would be right now.
at the end of the day, if we're blessing people, then we're doing what we set out to do.
We're going to get through this together, right? Pinky swear? No more cancer?
No more cancer.
No more chemo?
No more chemo.
Pinky swear?
Pinky swear.
Welcome back between second and third period. Edina Minnetonka from Pagel Activity Center. The Skippers lead by a score of 3-1. Let's take a look at how we got there. First, in the first period, it was Jimmy Clark. Welcome back to the lineup. We're a little bright there, sorry, coming off of that lights out event there. Or that was actually the Skippers' goal. We didn't have the Clark one, did we? I'll open up with that one. So Jimmy Clark here will throw one in, Bart, and you'll see right here that hits the back of the net. Kind of took Shantz by surprise. It's 1-0 Edina. And then Minnetonka responded again, and then we saw that goal where they made it 1-1. We move along now to the second period. They'll pick up another goal. This one was midway through the second period.
7:37.
That one was cut off at the line. Lager back down low. Nice touch, goes up top.
Number 14.
The Hornets tried to jump the route and get out of the zone early, and that's what's going to happen. That's going to bite you every time, the D-man pinch. And then they go up by 2 on this power play goal. You see up high they were calling for it. Kiffin gives it back over. And that was just so well done, backdoor. Those are the ones you play when you're playing street hockey.
Absolutely.
Those are like when you dig it.
But also keep in
Feels good.
Keep in mind about 45 seconds later, they almost had that sequence once again. So they're getting behind the Edina defense, and they're making them linear, and it's creating some space for them. Shots on goal that period, Pete, 14 for Minnetonka, 2-period total of 20, and only 4 for Edina, 2-period total of 10.
Nice.
Edina's got to get on their horse.
Nice work by Hillen, David Hillen, to work the ticker.
Well done.
On the bottom half of the screen. He's taken it to a whole other level here as we aim to please. Back at center, that's deflected away. Miller is there as he looks up to the right wing side to Kiffin. Off Dahl. Lacombe will guide this one back in behind the net. Down low that one goes, but 4 shots for Edina and 14 for the Skippers, and you're going to have a 2-goal lead. I mean, it was indicative of the play in the second period.
And Pete, also keep in mind, Minnetonka carried him 2 off the post as well.
They did.
So Edina's pretty fortunate to only be 2 good shots down. Just getting those 2 good shots has been their problem.
Strong point. Deflected, is it? I think that hit a banner, but we're going to play on.
Certainly got enough to choose from.
Played over to the right wing side, back up through center. No ice on the play. Konen and Borst. Nice job by Konen to cancel Borst as Zitzloff takes over to the right wing side for Streeter. Streeter dangles through center, 3-on-3 across the line. That's played to the corner by Keppers. Keppers looks for it. Now Newhouse walks bottom of the circle. DeVoe comes away with it, and he'll chip this one high to center. That's knocked away by Borst. Bear was there and back in behind. Shantz now jammed on the play was Anderson. And they're going to play this one back up at center. Keppers rings this one back around. To the left wing side it goes. Now it's going to be the Hornets to regroup. Wyatt Wurst kicks ahead to Morton, who chips that one back into the corner. Kiffin flushed out. Out of the zone he goes. Now here comes Kiffin. Right wing side, bump the boards for Newhouse. Wurst checks him. Bumps the boards to center for Nolan Williams as he's stopped on the play by Quinn. Now Kiffin regroups back in his own zone. Ahead he goes to Quinn. Now it's going to be Boltman. Morton off the boards. Now Wurst gathers this one in as he carries through center to the right wing side. Lets a shot go in on net, and to the net they go and force the faceoff.
I didn't mind that play at all by Wurst. Wurst gained the line, but he had Kiffin he tried to negotiate with. I think he used the defenseman as a screen, put an offering on Shantz, but Shantz did a nice job of gloving that puck faceoff to his left. Early in this third period, Edina looks like they have their legs, but Minnetonka hasn't skipped a beat since the second period.
Minnetonka's been positionally sound. The sticks have been really disruptive in the neutral zone, not allowing for transition. And that's been really, to me, a key in the game. And, both teams have broken the puck out pretty well. And, they bring pretty ferocious forechecks back at the high blue line area. That's going to be Harris who plays that one in on goal as it's going to be stopped by Hoke.
Well, it was a pretty nice negotiation by Harris. He kind of got Boltman a little flat-footed, but it was A.J. Dahl that actually contested him, but he put a nice offering to Loden Hogue, but he made the save. 14:04 left early in the third period, but Edina just got to get that offensive rhythm that's been eluding him for about the last period or so. But Minnetonka's just, as I said, they're playing very sound, and as you said, Pete, positionally better than Edina so far this game.
Wyatt Wurst off the draw, out of the zone for Edina. To the right wing side, Dahl's going to dribble that one in on goal as Shantz gets paddled down and the glove on top of that.
Well, he didn't take any chances on that one. He had the stick flat on the ice and covered that one, as it was, I believe, Willie Johnson that was waiting in the wings for perhaps a second chance opportunity, but kind of a harmless offering by Edina, but an offensive zone faceoff.
Dahl and Lacombe. Now it's going to be Wurst, wrister through traffic. That one's deflected away. Now it's going to be Clark to play this one down for Johnson. Conan too far for Zitzloff. Now it's going to be Wyatt Wurst. Nice heavy stick by Henry. And now it's going to be Lagerback through center. Right wing side, chips some sauce. Ooh, nearly had Lacombe for a beautiful feed there, but that goes wide. Up to the line it goes. Dahl is there. Now Lagerback with it. Turns and shoots it on goal as a knuckler came down on Hogue as he reaches down to his left to catch that and hang on.
Wow, that was a nice keep by Lagerbach on that one. He kept the puck in the zone, kept Edina at bay. They showed him a lot of respect, and he just turned it back up, put it on goal. Didn't really have too many other options. Loudenhoek ended up holding onto it for a face-off to his right. Oh.
In on goal they go again. That's right off the draw. That's Newhouse making the play.
Boy, Hunter Newhouse is like a water bug out there. I'd hate to try to defend him. He's so quick and elusive side to side, but he's got a north-south game as well. I just like the fact he took the shot. I think he's almost a little bit too unselfish. He creates a lot of space and makes his teammates better, but pretty good save by Loudenhoek to keep that puck out.
Jack Hillen throws a couple of new defensemen out there for the Skippers. Anderson and Bear. Now it's going to be back up to the left wing side. Nolan Williams. Oh, that one's pad save. Nice one turned aside by Shantz. Now Newhouse comes away with it to Streeter. Newhouse wants it at center. He has 3 Hornets waiting for him at the line as he carries this one back into the corner. Knocked away from him. They maintain possession. Now Newhouse. Up high they go. Getting open was Keppers. Now Streeter. Streeter with it as he's going to be bothered on the play. Wurst comes away with it. Fishes ahead. Knocked out of there by Morton as it's going to be Anderson. Rink wide over to the right wing side for Bear. Bear plays this one back into the corner. Streeter. This is possibly the best game I've seen the Skippers play all year long right here.
We're not done yet, but you're right. They have continuity between their lines. They're maintaining their momentum, and they're keeping control of the puck and keeping it off the Edina sticks.
Indeed, they do. Quinn away from Gunnar Johnson into the Edina zone. It's going to be Wyatt Wurst. Bumps the boards for Gunnar Johnson. He hangs onto it and plays that one up to Dahl at center. Dahl back in across the line as he's going to play this to the corner. Kiffin is there as he finds Miller. Miller on the move. Looked too far there as that was for Worms, and icing will be the call with 11:55 to go in the period.
Well, it just missed by just a little bit, so it is going to come all the way down into the Minnetonka zone, and it's now going to be to Shantz's left. Haven't seen too much action down in this Minnetonka zone. Not a lot of snow down there, but that Edina's hanging on. They're doing okay, but I think, normally I wait till about the 5-minute mark down by 2 to say time is becoming an issue, but I think with the goal-scoring prowess of this Edina team, just under 12 minutes to go, I think time is becoming an issue for this Edina Hornet team.
Steckman in the draw. Boltman the shot that misses the mark. Boris for the check there. Outlet to the near side for DeVoe. He's going to get that one deep. He and Miller come together. Miller jam. Borst is there. And now it's Kiffin. Stopped on the play. Shantz guides that one over. Finds Miller. Knocked away from Lagerback. Lacombe. Rattling puck though. Lagerback controls. Boltman tries to get inside on him as they come together. Williams. Now they play this to the right wing side. Knocked down by Miller. Maintains possession. Now Lacombe stood up by DeVoe. Over comes Boltman. Miller takes over as he surveys the scene. Cut off by Boltman at center. He'll walk in across the line. Pulls a shot through. Nice pad save. That one was a nice screen setup and through the legs. But Shantz was there to make the save.
That was a good save, but really a nice play by Boltman to even make that play happen.
Morton dangles back into the corner. Now he leaves off for Worst as Kiffin watched. Now it's Wyatt Worst back down behind the net. Miller is there. Morton plays the body. Nolan Williams back up for Gunnar Johnson. Couldn't handle as he tried to go from right to left. Now Johnson will turn it back up ice across the line. Lets the slapper go. Deflected away there by Shantz, as now it's going to be Kiffin. Gets through the forecheck of Nolan Williams. Stays on the puck. Now he turns away, playing keep away there. Nice job by the defenseman.
Got a little confidence.
Kepper's well-deserved. Newhouse, drop pass, or trailer rather. Look for Streeter. He lets a shot go that misses the mark. Now Borst is over off the left wing as he's going to bump the boards for Nolan Williams. Knocked away by Conan. Streeter takes that from Borst. Now it's going to be Worst. Emmett to Wyatt. Left wing side off Borst. And now it's Keppers. Blocker pad save. Wyatt Worst gathers in, plays that off the boards to center. Zitzloff is there. And what do we have?
Too
many.
Yep. Boy, that's a tough penalty to take right at this juncture of the period. Being up by 2 goals, just a little miscommunication, but too many white jerseys on the ice at once, so Edina's going to get an opportunity on the power play. And this is a really good time if you're a Hornet fan, because they starting to kind of get a little traction, but now they're going to get the man advantage.
Skipper's bench trying to argue this one out, but they're not going to win it.
And not from lack of effort.
I mean, it's a good effort. I mean,
Indeed it is.
Are we in the shot?
Oh, I hope not.
No, I don't want to be. So Goldie having a full-fledged discussion with the Lions or the official right now.
Well, he's been in communication with him all game long. After every period, he kind of has a little conversation with him. And I'm not saying he's complaining about anything or anything like that. I'm not privy to that. But he's at least getting clarification, sticking up for his teammates. I'm sure that's plus he's maybe buying a little time and resting his ones.
So Goldie said if you're going to call it that tight, call it that tight.
Right, just consistency.
He had an obstruction is what he was saying that he was letting them have it for him. They're still yelling. I've never seen him get that mad.
Well, I was going to say, I'd hate to be the referee on the receiving end of that one.
Well, what do? You just say, okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
You know, what's he going to do, hit you?
But Edina's really got to take advantage of this chance that they've been afforded, and that's not a good start right there.
Streeter looks for Newhouse. Now it's going to be Boltman back up through center to Williams. Williams across the line wanted to shoot, but there was Conan to stop him. Now it's Jimmy Clark from the left wing side. Back in behind the net he goes. Around he goes for Willie Johnson. That's played to center and gloved down by Nicholas Williams. Now Boltman, and they're offside on the near side.
Oh, Conan took some liberties. And Conan's not a malicious player. It was just a continuation of the play, and Bolton doesn't seem like he was too worried about it. But it was Willie Johnson down in the corner here. But Boltman activated once they had possession, so he really didn't have many options to go. But we face off outside the Minnetonka zone. Let's see if I can get a penalty time. 1:14 left in the penalty to Minnetonka.
It's on the clock, too. Do you have the penalty up, David? You have the penalty on there, right?
Okay.
We don't even need to say.
Perfect. I'll still likely bring it up 100 times before it's.
They haven't started the clock. It's locked at 8:48 right now. Now they just started it. Give the Hornets a few extra seconds. Delayed offside. Nope. Hornets now will forecheck. Williams. Now it's going to be across the line with Lacombe. Lagerback deflects up off the netting. That one got all the way up and over. Souvenir behind the net.
Oh, and he went after it with some energy, but
some vigor.
But, unusual that Minnetonka, being down a man, they had 2 guys straddling the offensive blue line and only one Edina Hornet back. So Edina's going to have to be aware of Minnetonka, but that's confidence when they can spread the ice that much and create some havoc being a man down.
Worst the draw for Worst. We've done that one a few times. Emmett to Wyatt. Cousins, for those of you that don't know. Now Morton back in across the line. Both their fathers were Division I college hockey players. Wyatt Worst guides down to Morton. Looked in front for Nolan Williams. Instead, they go up high for Wyatt Worst. Now it's going to be Johnson. Emmett Worst misses the mark on that one. Gunnar Johnson now. Back in behind the net. Plays this around to the near corner. Worst will play that in the corner for Nolan Williams. Nice stick there by Conan. Off the boards, held in by Gunnar Johnson. Guides down to Morton. Tried to push that one through to Nolan Williams in front. Streeter finds the opening. The Skippers now are at full strength. They're going to say icing.
Well, another good kill by the Skippers. Edina had some zone time, but responsible defense and positioning really created some havoc for Edina on the power play. So they dodged that bullet. Just 7:38, as you can see on the clock. So time is really becoming an issue. I thought that power play might give Edina a little bit of momentum, a little confidence with the puck, but really a good kill by Minnetonka.
Kiffin turns away from the forecheck. Sent back off the stick of Worms into the corner. Enriquez watches him, plays the body there. Quinn now, clock is rolling here, 7:20 in the third period. Quinn plays that one through, steered out of there by Loudon Hogue. Boltman checked on the play by Worms as Harris flushes Stone out of the zone to Illy's left wing side. DeVoe to the net. Kiffin keeps Illy's wide, stays on the puck, looks in front. That's off DeVoe. Now Miller gets away from him, plays that to an open corner. Worms has Illies, who jams him on the play. 50-50 puck off the boards. That was DeVoe out for a moment, then Harris comes away. Kiffin back in behind his own net. Another nifty move off the forecheck. Telling you, watching this young man's game just improve and evolve. Good player coming in, and he creates a scoring chance there. Hogue wanted to play that one away.
Well, and that came from his goal line, negotiated his way through and got a really good shot on goal. It seemed like he'd end a little soft at the blue line when they had numbers against Kiffin. But you're right, Kiffin's showing confidence as this year passes on, but he's really a primary factor in the success of this Minnetonka recent surge.
Wyatt Worst takes out of the corner. Hard ring for Borst. At the line, Lagerback, that's offside. And we'll bring it back into the neutral zone.
Well, now they have Jackson Borst from the left wing over to the right side, trying to find some semblance of magic for this Edina Hornet team. And Borst is really one of their go-to guys with 8 goals on the year and been hot of late, but they just can't get the puck on his stick in the scoring area.
Gunnar Johnson for Wyatt Worst. Ahead he goes. Willie Johnson, nice sauce pass for Borst off the toe of the stick. Quick shot, a redirect, and Chance is there. That one went through everyone. Worst now from the left point, down to Clark. Clark is checked. Gunnar Johnson lets it go. A redirect, nice save by Chance. Looks like Willie Johnson got the stick on that one. That thing moved in a hurry, and he stayed square to the puck and makes the save.
Well, and he's in kind of that black and blue area. Conan and Zitzlaff protecting the front of the net, but I thought Gunnar Johnson did a responsible play by receiving that puck, putting it toward the net, low and tippable, but nice job by Chance to track that puck through legs and sticks and skates.
Emmett Worst the draw, played back in behind the net.
Did they just play Motorhead?
Yeah, I don't know. We can't have any more copyright issues. We had that happen with the Edina channel. There was a song from somewhere, a newer one. Thank God that was Motorhead, so we're probably okay.
Yeah, Lemmy's a pretty cool guy,
but they
right?
shut it down. Yeah, totally. Then they shut her down until April, so we're going to have to do the Edina games on a different channel. Don't worry, we'll have it on the viewer guide. Just click away.
That's weird.
Shot off the arm. Now it's going to be up the left wing for Newhouse as he muscled that one away. Gunnar Johnson slides across, goes down, loses an edge.
You know, that was an effort play by Newhouse. He just got a stick under the skates of Gunnar Johnson. Gunnar Johnson went down, so 5:12 left in this period. Edina back on the power play, 0-for-3 so far. But they seem to be getting a little 5-on-5 rhythm, so maybe this is going to help keep the Hornets fans' spirits buoyant to a certain degree. But it all starts in the faceoff dot as far as that goes. It's going to be Willie Johnson against Lacombe.
Sent the length of the ice by the Skippers. I believe this is the 4th power play now for the Hornets, Bart?
Yes.
0-for-3 so far.
Yes, sir.
Now it's going to be Williams back up through center. Tried to cut to the forehand. That bounces the stick of Willie Johnson. Clark comes away with it. Back in behind. Johnson stays with it. He's watched by Miller. Forced, nice battle off the end boards. Boltman to Williams, over for Clark. And they look out front. That one misses the mark. Lagerback, right on the stick of Boltman. Now Williams. Clark turns away from Lagerback, carries this one back into the corner. Looks for Willie Johnson instead. Lays that one up for Williams. Boltman's shot's blocked by Lacombe as the puck rattles into the neutral zone.
Boy, Lacombe and Lagerbach doing a great job on the kill, not giving Edina much space or challenging each and every pass.
A lot of heart, a lot of guts on that PK, no question.
Absolutely.
They find the opening and send that one back in. Oh, that hopped the
Yeah, I can feel your heart skip a beat on that one.
Oh, can you imagine?
The meter's back down into the green now.
Back behind the net now. Conan, delayed penalty coming up.
Going to be a cross check on Edina, and that's going to be Jackson Boris going to go. 3:30 left. In only 18 seconds left in the penalty to Minnetonka, so it's going to be 4-4 for a brief period of time, and then Minnetonka on the power play. Lagerbach against Morton on the draw.
Face-off win by the Skippers. Miller, snapper, nearly knocked the stick out of Morton's hands. I'm going to spring Illies to the right wing side. Kiffin watches him as Miller takes over, but here comes Illies on the forecheck. It's a buzzsaw.
Boys got great footwork.
Very Mike Eves and Mike Polich-like are these
like
two.
That.
We'll call Mike Polich Morton and Mike Eves Illies. Why not?
Look at that.
Three guys in one. Oh, my word.
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
There it is, but there they come out of it. Hornets positioned well, though. Back in behind the net. Keppers is there. Plays over for Lagerback to the near corner. Lagerback up for Kiffin. Lost the handle a bit. Knocked at there by Illies, but down off the back door. Keppers' shot going to be gobbled up and covered by Hogue.
Boy, another effective sauce by Teddy Lagerbach. Got it over to Keppers. Keppers turned and fired on Hogue. Hogue made the initial save and then covered the rebound that was poised and ready for a redirect, but 2:39 left in Minnetonka now on the power play for another minute 10.
They're going to take Lacombe, and they're going to take Clark.
It's nice to have a couple good face-off guys out there.
And now it's going to be Kiffin. Wanting the one-timer was Miller. Lagerback misses the mark. Miller, missed the oncoming Kiffin. Looked skyward on that one, wanted it back. 55 to go in the Edina penalty.
It was great anticipation by Jimmy Clark,
who sends that one back in. 2:15 in the period. 2-goal lead, looking pretty comfortable for the Skippers here so far in this third period. Miller plays that one around. You really just, if you get a good chance in this situation, great, but don't give up a shorthanded opportunity as the clock winds. Zitzloff over for Conan, back for Zitzloff. His wrister's going to be blocked on the way through. I don't think that got in. Now there's Conan, a shot, nice save, Hogue, rebound. Henry fights off the check of Morton. Nice job by him to stay with it. Good heart there by 11. Down goes Conan. I'm sure Morton's going to go for that.
Well, just a little undisciplined, especially after a pretty productive shift. But he looks like he's a little irritated, but I don't think they're going to, well, they have to call. They're going to take them both. Why take either of them then? But Conan's going to go and Morton's going to go, so offsetting penalties. 1:43 left in regulation time. It's still 5-on-4 for another 14 seconds.
Newhouse and Stone on the draw. Stone chips that one through. 5-on-4 continues as it winds down, as does the game clock. Chipped over to the near side. And we're just about full strength. As out comes Illies now. And he'll get called. He took down Newhouse.
Well, they're certainly not making it any easier on themselves, but it's going to be a roughing penalty. But that's what Newhouse does. He moves his feet so well that he's very difficult to contain. Sometimes you can either get aggressive or you can reach for him, but it's going to be 2 minutes roughing. It's going to be Illy's in the box for Edina, so they're back to 5-on-4.
Alex Illy's knew it too. Coming to the bench, he's bummed out. You could tell.
Yeah.
Newhouse and Willie Johnson on the draw. 1:21 to go in the third. 3-1 in favor of Minnetonka. Edina scored early on a crazy goal, and that would be all for them so far. And Skippers with a response right after, and now they come up with 2 in the second, and here we are in the third as clock winds down.
Well, Edina with only 5 shots on goal, being down by 2 goals coming into this period, so Minnetonka's done a good job of really shutting down any Edina attack, or at least limiting it.
Here we are into the last minute to play. Streeter knocks that one down. Got a really big Saturday coming up for you play-by-play wise. Edina Burnsville. We'll have them going. We'll have Eden Prairie and Blake. Can't wait to see that one. Benilde St. Margaret's girls are in action. We'll have the Skippers as well. You and I will be here. Just another day here at the MNHockey.tv. 30 seconds. Newhouse. Now it's going to be Wyatt Wurst to clear that one the length of the ice. Zitzloff back in behind the net. Looks back up ice. Knocked in by Lagerback. 15 to go in the period. Gets a stick in on Wyatt Wurst. Now there's Newhouse. Off the post. That's 3 Metallurgies here. Wow. 5 seconds to go. The Skippers are digging at their benches up and yelling right now. Gunnar Johnson comes together, gets a little rough in the corner.
Oh, it's going to get ugly.
And here we go.
Well, this is what you don't want to see, especially after a good game like this. But emotions are running a little high right now. But let's not lose sight of the fact that Minnetonka really kind of took control of this game and put Edina back on the ropes a little bit. Edina showed some resolve and resiliency. No quit on Edina. I just think Minnetonka was certainly the better team, and the shots on goal would indicate that. Final shots on goal, 25-5. Only 5 shots on goal for this Edina team
15.
being down by 2. Oh, 15. I meant I got ahead of myself, but just 5 this period. And if you're down by 2, you want to at least get double digits on shots and force them to make a play. But it's more of a compliment to Minnetonka's defense than a detriment to Edina's offense.
Well played hockey game by these two clubs, and we'll be back in action. Plenty of games on Saturday as we will once again see both these teams playing on the MNHockey.tv. For David Hillen and Todd Grover, Bart Archer, I'm Pete Wagner. By the way, feel free to check over Benilde St. Margaret's taking on Chanhassen. It was 1-0 in the second. High-value game there for the Section 6 AA for those of you that are interested as well. And that's going to do it here. So long, everybody.